Good morning and welcome to the North Cascades National Park. It's day one of our awesome adventure out here in Washington State. And our first day is going to be a couple day hikes. We're hiking right now the Maple Pass Loop. And it's just going to be super awesome. It's like 7 miles, 2,200 feet of gain. But already just the views with some fall colors in the trees is just spectacular. So we'll see you at the top. Welcome to the top of the Maple Pass. Just unbelievable day hike here in the North Cascades. To get up here, right when you get above the tree line, the views just become epic just immediately. And so you get up above the tree line, then you just keep hiking along the ridge. And as you keep getting higher and higher, the views just keep getting better. So let me give you just a pan here. It was like, I've got 4.2 miles on my watch, about 2,100 feet of gain. So definitely not too physically challenging. And we're just above 6,000 feet, so altitude's also not really a huge factor up here, but insane 360 views. You can even see like the trail of where we're going to get back down to the bottom is pretty cool. So here we are, top of the Maple Pass inside North Cascades National Park. Hey, it's still day one out here in North Cascades National Park. We finished the first hike of the day, the Maple Loop Pass, which was just incredible. Getting to the top and then the whole way down was just a beautiful hike. So now we're hiking up to the Blue Lake, really close by trails from where we were. A little bit easier, about 1,000 feet of gain, maybe 5-6 miles, but super excited. Welcome to the Blue Lake here inside North Cascades National Park. We had a great hike up here. It was pretty easy, just under an hour, a little over 2 miles, under 1,000 feet of gain, but just an incredible view of the lake. The views are really great. Even though the sun's a little bit down, we're here later in the day, the views are still just gorgeous here in the North Cascades. So we'll hike back down, find a place to camp, and get ready for day two. Welcome to day two here in the North Cascades National Park. We are hiking through the Cascade Canyon for the next 3 days. We got up really early and went to the ranger station to get our backcountry permits for the next 3 days. And we did secure our permits for the Sahale Glacier Campground. So that's gonna be a huge highlight for us tomorrow. We had to hike up the road a few miles because the road was closed. So we did that already. Next, we're hiking up about almost 2,000 feet to get to the Cascade Pass. And then we hike down to where we're camping, the Pelton Basin. And if we have some time, there's a few other places we can do some day hiking from. But day two is off to a good start. Just absolutely beautiful, beautiful day here in Cascades National Park. Let's go hike. Welcome to the top of the Cascade Pass here in the North Cascades National Park. Just an absolutely epic hike all the way up here. We had to start a bit further down because we had to park down on Cascade River Road and then hike up a bit. So we ended up doing like 3,200 feet over about 7 miles to get up here. And we've got some heavy packs because we're doing some real gourmet backcountry cooking. No freeze-dried meals on this trip. So it'll be fun, but the cost of it was some heavy packs. So it's just absolutely stunning up here. The views of the pass are just incredible. It was mostly switchbacks through the trees on the way up here, but then as soon as you get over the tree line, it just opens up beautifully, and the colors are just spectacular as you're hiking. It's like not fall colors with the trees, but it's these shrubs that surround the trail that are these beautiful shades of red and orange. Got
Thanksgiving and
instant mashed potatoes, instant gravy, some chicken, dried cherries, and stuffing. I think that's it.
You say the onions.
And topped with fried onions. So probably about the best thing I've ever made on the trail. It smells and tastes amazing. Little mid-trail update, still day 3. We left from Pelton Basin, hiked up to the Cascade Pass, and we're up on our way to the Sahale Glacier Campground. It's tough getting up here for sure. Our packs are still heavy even after all the food we ate yesterday, but I mean, this view is just insanely beautiful. We're gonna hike out to Doubtful Lake, so it's just like a little detour. Go check that out before getting all the way up to the camp, but you just cannot beat this. It's just paradise. Welcome to Doubtful Lake here in North Cascades National Park. We made it pretty high up on the way up to the Sahale Campground, but there's a turn up to get to the Doubtful Lake. But it's really not a sanctioned trail, obviously. We had to do a little bit of scrambling to get down, but then we eventually did find a trail. So very excited to go back up and see where we should have gone. But we just took a dip in the water. Feels fantastic, definitely cold, but you know, once you get in, the sun starts baking you, it just feels so good. So this is Doubtful Lake. The colors of the water and the shrubs are just spectacular. Somewhere up there is the Sahale Campground, which we'll head up to once we have a good breakdown here. Crazy end of the day for us. Day 3, and it's just one of those places that we will never forget. Frankly, this is probably the best campground I have ever been to in my entire life. We are here at the Sahale Glacier Campground inside North Cascades National Park. Really tough to get up here though. I mean, you earn it for sure. With adding the hike we did down to the lake and back, we got like 3,500 feet of gain over just like 5.5 miles. So with our full packs, it was tough. But we've gotten to the top here, and it's just absolutely epic. Gonna do just a pan of where we are, because it's just extraordinary. Down there is the lake that we were just at before, but it just goes on forever. I cannot wait to get the tent set up and just cherish this day and being up here tonight. I feel like we just won like the backcountry lottery. Not only like getting the permits to be here, you know, was such like a big deal, but the fact that we have such a perfect day, it's just gonna be something we'll never forget for sure. Good morning from the Sahale Glacier Campground. It's our last day here in the North Cascades National Park. And unfortunately, it's come time for us to leave the prettiest place I've ever camped in my life. If not one of the prettiest places I've ever been just overall. We had such a great time here last night. We cooked grilled cheese and tomato soup and watched the stars that were just out by the millions. And then this morning we made some incredible banana foster flambe for breakfast. And we did a little hiking out to the glacier that's up there. So that was really pretty and cool. But this place is just extraordinary. We'll have a nice hike down with the same view, but it's just spectacular. We're never gonna forget this. Well, all good things must come to an end. We're at the parking lot inside North Cascades National Park, just packing up after an absolutely incredible trip here in the North Cascades. We hiked down yesterday from the Sahale Glacier Camp. Unfortunately, we had a lot of rain. We camped down at Johannesburg, which is just a few miles up the road from where we parked the car. So very, very wet, but that's what you have to expect from camping in the Pacific Northwest. So kind of would feel like we missed out if we didn't get some rain. Oh, we also saw a big black bear, so that was a for sure highlight, but luckily not in our sight or where it was actually a risk to us at all. So just incredible trip, probably one of the best I've ever had here in the North Cascades. And that's all.